So this is what the, you talked about 24 early on,
Yeah,
so we
'cause
get
there's-
to it.
Yeah.
So here again, we're up in Apache Junction, Gold Canyon, Peralta, 60 and beyond. Globe, Miami, Safford, New Mexico, Show Low. They all come in that way. Santan Valley down here. This 24 right now is to Ironwood. It needs to go all the way across the canal, come all the way beyond the Renaissance Festival, which will relieve all of that Renaissance traffic. Right now it's all here, and it'll back up sometimes all the way to Signal Butte. I've seen it.
Yeah.
We give the Renaissance Festival its own exit on the backside. Boom, 60's open. You also make 24 dedicated truck route. One of the problems with Gold Canyon is the over-the-road truckers going through there, blowing through those red lights.
Mm-hmm.
Put signs here, all truck exit must exit
24.
unless you're delivering to the Bashes or the Walgreens, which the truckers will like anyway because they don't want to have to deal with those red lights.
No.
And once you're down here, you're on the 101, the 202, you're loose in the valley. And but right now there's no money for it. I could talk for 20 minutes about the half-cent sales tax that passed, and then the Goldwater Institute fought against and took it back, and all the money that got accumulated that's still sitting there.
Well, I'm going to stop you. So what we had talked about earlier, and what a lot of people don't understand, and I hear this, they go, well, how come the county's not finishing? How come they're not putting in 24? And I'm like,
because right here it's SR 24, it's State Route 24, it's not County Road 24.
Well, yeah, and I think a lot of times we as citizens get this idea in our head that, why
are you spending money on that building? Give us a road. Well, it's different pots of money where it comes from.
Yeah.
And
so who's in charge of this
will be
Arizona?
ADOT.
That's
and
ADOT.
We're getting ADOT right of ways right now. And
Arizona Department of Transportations.
And ADOT is run by a board, which we have a representative that's a former mayor of Gilbert. So that's great that they do know it needs to be done, but the state budget, federal budget, will there be federal funds flowing again? I think that's what Trump is doing now. He's pulled like all the money back.
Yeah.
Because there was so much being wasted in places like California that, okay, if you're going to waste this money, we're not giving you any more. Just like the same way with the Colorado River water. California wastes their portion. We use ours very wisely, so as does Nevada.
Yeah.
And because they ruin it for everybody by running it out in the ocean. So I think California should get very little Colorado water. But then I'm hoping that those government grants will start coming in and they can kick in here. You also see that pink right down the middle. And when this was on the ballot, it was, we promised the north-south interconnect. And that didn't resonate with people.
Right.
But it's now been given a designation of the 505. And this is Silly Mountain up here. I'm pushing to call it, when it gets built, the Silly Mountain Freeway. Because you got the Red Mountain Freeway, the Piastawa Superstition Freeway.
Yeah.
And this will be a straight shot all the way down to the I-10. You won't have to go all the way to Florence Junction. And Santan Valley will just flow also. But I think I mentioned before, being in the Midwest, you have, a lot of cities have something called an outer belt. You've got I-70, I-77, then you got an outer belt. This valley is so dang big, we will have an outer belt. The 101, 202, 303 is the outer belt. The 505 and 404 isn't a belt beyond there. That's how big we are and how we have to need to move.
So does the 505, does that fall completely under the state, under Arizona Department of Transportation, or is that a federal?
Yes, but Supervisor Goodman, who knows roads, he's the road guy. We are talking about the Central Arizona Parkway, which will run beside here, which will be more for growth. You know, when you got a freeway, you don't pull off to go to the gas station. You got to get off and get onto the
surface street.
The parkway would be more like a you know how rural road kind of follows I-10. It's a, you know, so that's what the parkway would be for. Now that would be a county project. And so you'll see it being mentioned sometimes more so than the 505 and the 24 because we do have more influence on it. So when citizens see that, well, that's great. When are you going to build it? Well, we don't have any money. You know, we watched the presentation yesterday on ASU that you feed all this info into a computer and it tells you what you should do. And it's so wonderful. Okay. All right. We don't have money to do that. So how do you do it? You know, as we take in tax dollars from resolution when they get up and running, and back to again that the half-cent sales tax being reversed by the court because, and the reason most people are familiar with that, but they put a stipulation in there that
I'd say most people are not.
yeah, the car lobby, the car company, the car sellers lobbied that they would be exempt over $10,000, and that made it unconstitutional. And they actually, we lost that. But this would be on the way to being built had that not been overturned by the Goldwater Institute, which has nothing to do with Barry Goldwater, by the way. It's just a name they picked, and they think they're doing good things, but they're really hurting the people. And they should be watchdogs over the money, but not to the extent where it hurts us and puts us behind the 8 ball. The growth happened before the roads.
Yeah.
And had Santan Valley been a city way back when, they would have prepared for it.